Right, so I have returned once again today to deliver yet another episode of Kekkai Sensen and beyond, this episode being episode 3. I know I was saying I was actually going to move this to tomorrow because my eyes were killing me, but I kind of had like that brief interlude. I was like, you know what? I'm actually kind of feeling okay now. I actually realized, oh yeah, I want to catch up on certain things tomorrow, so I kind of want to leave that one more open. So yeah, that's why I'm here right now, kind of covering this instead of tomorrow when I should have been covering it. But nonetheless, I realized, oh yeah, this episode's got a lot of chain in it. I was like, oh, a lot of chain means me watching it because you know me, Chain's my wife, so man's got to kind of watch the episodes when his wife appears. So yeah, we left off last time. Actually, got quite a good episode because the episode beforehand really kind of characterized the world before the collapse, with Klaus and Stephen kind of giving a very, very, very long, extensive kind of background on it, and actually also a flashback. It was actually kind of neat because it kind of just built before the whole entire thing happened. Actually, kind of made the whole world feel a little bit more fleshed out. And I thought, you know what? Good job. Because I actually kind of needed that a little bit more. Needed to kind of that world just a little bit more just evened out. So yeah. Anyhow, let's get this show on the road, as they would say in the business. Let's move that one over here. Actually, no, because my apparently my Mac does not like dual screening, like putting tabs between one and two screens. It just doesn't like it. It's like, what are you doing, fam? May you stop? May you stop, fam? So, and that's working. We're good. We're good. No, we're not good. Now we're good. Now we're good. We are good. We are on the ball, as they would say. Anyhow, let's get a show on a ride. So in 3, 2, 1, let's begin now. Oh, we start with Leo. Interesting. Futamazif. It's called like Futamasif. I quite like that. I quite like it. It's actually quite neat. The names in the show are amazing. This show is legit really freaking good. It's an interesting show because its narrative is actually very different. It's a different show with its narrative, which I actually quite like. I like my shows with different narratives that aren't kind of conforming to the traditional narrative structure, so to speak, because it's kind of more fun to watch. Plus, the OP is really freaking good as well. Union Square Garden been used quite a lot recently, actually, the more I think about it. They paid a lot more to Unison Square Garden, or Union Square Garden. Can't remember. It's one of the two. Unison. Not Union, Unison. It is one of the two. Why is Klaus so freaking cool? Like, he's the coolest dude ever. Man can literally walk from anything, just look cool while doing it. Like impossible for him not to look cool. He's the coolest dude ever. There's my wife. There's my wife. I'll be honest, Stephen's quite hot as well. Yo, how's it going? How is it going? Zap's quite hot as well. I thought I'd make that known. Hello! Zap is pretty attractive as well. I kind of made that known beforehand, but good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, you should watch this show. The show's actually quite good. It's very different. That's what I'm going to say. Don't go into the show think it's going to be anything like kind of straightforward. Because it isn't. But it's actually really freaking good if you actually like kind of let it just develop. It's one of those shows that it takes quite a while to kind of catch on to you, but once it does, you actually can't let it go. At first, you're kind of like, what's going on here? But then you're like, oh yeah, it's quite good. I will recommend it though. It's a good show. Good show. Yeah, it's one of those shows that I think it probably better once it's all finished and just catch up to it like that. I think. Also, still can't get past the fact that half of the Gintama cast are in the show as well. So it's like watching a Gintama episode. Adios. Yeah, Steven is quite hot. There's also a few nuances with the characters this episode as well. I actually quite like it. It's more of a character driven episode than a kind of a plot then character driven episode. If you catch what I mean, because sometimes what it does is it kind of has the plot, then allows the characters to grow because of it. But this one kind of allows for the actual characters to be the center stage. Like Leo's kind of nuances as well was kind of neat. It feels as if it's going to be more of a personal storyline. Oh, hey, look, it's my wife. It's my wife. Chain's really hot. Is what I make that known. Chain is very hot. This episode's a pretty 10 out of 10 so far, I must say. Damn, son. You got Zap trying to find stuff. You've got Chain being Chain. You've got Leo basically trying to do good, and you got all that kind of stuff going on. You got nuances with Steven's character. It's all go. It's all go. Man, I want some quiche now. I really like quiche. I want some quiche. I'm sorry, the anime just throw me a canted angle. A Dutch angle. Oh. Oh. Well. Well. Oh. That's not good. Oof. That man. That man. That man. This man. It's okay, don't worry. It's not a problem. I would say watch the show once it's all over, because it's actually a very good show. Actually, even season one. Season one's amazing. If you like film, season one will actually kind of just blow you away because it's very cinematic. Oh, that's mighty interesting. That is mighty interesting. She is ridiculously attractive, like ridiculously attractive. Damn, son. Damn. There goes his arm. Or hand, really. Kind of, sort of arm as well, but you know what I mean. It's both. The hand and the arm. That episode was really freaking good, actually. I mean, it was very much plot progression, but it kind of just told a very self-contained or contains storylines. Contains storylines? Is that even a word? You know what I mean? It told it told a few contained storylines of in one episode. It's actually kind of neat how they all kind of structured it, because it's actually kind of then they interwove as well. Some of them did. It was really freaking neat. I quite liked it. I mean, just for chain action, I was kind of like, yeah, 10 out of 10. Man comes for his wife, man leaves satisfied. Man comes for his wife. It's even a word, even a phrase. But yeah, I mean, well worth it, actually, surprisingly. I actually quite like the series because it's just so much fun. I mean, a lot of people kind of do, in theory, have a problem with the fact it actually doesn't make much sense. But I never once really have experienced any time where it didn't make any sense, because it kind of all just made sense in the end. I have zero idea about this season because I have no idea where it's going so far. It seems as if it's a more personal tale, but I have zero idea where it's going so far. Is it just me or they're up in the chain action recently? There's a lot of chain action, a lot of action of the chain. I'm like, yeah, okay, give it to me. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Just give me anything I can get with chain. Okay, I will gladly ascend to the tops of heavens if I can see more chain. But yeah, I mean, it was one of those episodes that kind of just dealt with its characters quite freaking down well. It kind of dealt with certain characters more than others. I mean, Leo kind of got some more limelight in the sense of how he sees himself and everything like that, and what he actually does. It was actually kind of neat for that reason. But also the other characters as well kind of got some sort of nuances introduced for them. I mean, Stephen did as well. Stephen got kind of second to most, I would say. And all the rest of the characters kind of, you just saw a more lighter side of them. I mean, Zap's kind of storylines, what you expect from Zap is that kind of thing. Zap's kind of that zany character you just love. He does it quite well in his episode. And as well, I just kind of like the fact it kind of just told a bunch of self-contained storylines within one episode. It's actually nicely structured because you might say to yourself, why are they doing this at this point? Because it's second season. There we are. Second season, we're 3 episodes in. You would expect, say the word, for the ball of the narrative to start rolling, because it seems as if it's going to start somewhere. It's going to happen at one point, because you don't really know fully where it's kind of going to go towards. It kind of seems as if, as I said beforehand, a very kind of personal kind of journey, one of those things, because it does really tackle Leo and his sister's kind of relationship and how he kind of just sees himself. So I would imagine probably that might be one of the cases for the rest of the seasons. How is that relationship, and so what's going to happen with that, and also probably an enemy will appear, and it's probably going to be like kind of the roadblock, if you get what I mean, for them to actually kind of overcome, actually maybe even kind of see more of his sister. Because again, it's one of those things I actually kind of would love them to explore a little bit more, because it's one of the more interesting aspects of the whole entire show is Leo and his sister and how actually what happened there. So hopefully as time goes on, that actually happens to be one of the kind of the prevailing plot points. It seems as if it is going to be, because it's kind of very foreshadowing that whole entire idea, this idea of a personal journey. So yeah, I mean, I like me a series that kind of has its character nuances if and when, because it's one of those series that I've got enough with these characters so far that I don't really need any more, but any more context is very much kind of much obliged, because it kind of just adds certainty to characters you've never even seen beforehand. It's actually kind of neat for that reason. You just kind of see a different side of characters, because they're kind of, in certain ways, quite serious, though Chain has got her kind of less serious side you've seen in season 1. But here you kind of you just got to see her put her hair down, actually kind of be a different character to what you actually imagined, but also actually kind of retain her kind of her coolness, her awesomeness, all that kind of thing. It's just kind of neat for that reason. It's actually kind of one of the more neater episodes of the whole entire season so far. For some reason, it just kind of gave us what we needed with the characters, but even more so. But yeah, I mean, I liked this episode a lot. I think possibly the only thing that was lacking in this show, or this episode at least, was kind of, and I will say it again, probably the editing. Like it's the only thing I kind of just see. I can just see it's not there anymore. It was kind of a very kind of, it had its moments of animation. Don't get me wrong, it had it there, but it was kind of like, it was a more, as I said beforehand, self-contained. It wasn't kind of anything more than that, which actually isn't a detriment to its own series, because I actually quite like the series for the actual animation as well. So it was certain points when Leo was in the actual kind of club itself, that part was really freaking well animated, to say the word. Very, very nicely lit as well. It's all those kind of things. Even a section with Zap in kind of that place as well. It was very nicely done. I thought, you know what, good job, Bones. You really are blowing it out the water when it comes to animation this season. But yeah, hopefully we get those moments again as the season goes on. Hopefully we get those moments with Leo as well, because Leo's kind of one of those characters I want to see kind of just go on that personal narrative journey and actually kind of at the end grow because of it. Because it did foreshadow it a little bit in season 1 at the end. It did foreshadow it season 2 as well. You can see it all the time. It's this idea of foreshadowing to a bigger picture. So what we really want to see. We want to see that big picture. We want to see that big picture, don't we? We want to see what's going on. We want to see what's going to happen. We want to see what's going to be the next kind of big thing. But again, as I said beforehand, yeah, Bones is animating this. But as I said beforehand, with season 1, the narrative structure of the show was kind of neat for one reason and one reason alone, is the fact that it wasn't actually kind of shown until the very end. Though in the background, the actual narrative structure was actually developing without us really kind of consciously knowing, if you get what I mean. Like, the show kind of prevailed in this idea of how it kind of handled the narrative structure because it was in the background the whole entire time. The thing with Black and White was kind of always there. It was kind of neat for that reason. I actually really did like it because you kind of see this narrative structure grow as the series goes on, while it's actually kind of episode nature going on with it. So you don't actively notice it until the very end. Like, oh yeah, it's been there since the beginning, but you just didn't really notice it until the very end. I thought it was actually kind of neat. So possibly that actual motif is still going. This idea of the kind of the narrative structure not taking full force until the very end, but it's actually a narrative structure going in behind it. If you catch my drift, because I feel as if that's probably going to be the case. There's this narrative structure will just kind of be there, but not in the forefront, just until the very end, because the very end will actually kind of allow for the narrative structure that's always been there to kind of all just kind of mesh into one. But yeah, all in all, really freaking good episode overall. I really did like it. I thought it was actually one of the funnier episodes, one of the neater episodes, and actually all around one of the funnier episodes as well, because Zap, it's awesome, Chain is really freaking hot, and everything else in between. Steven's actually quite attractive as well. So yes, with all that said, have indeed been a driver. We have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole. And you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. You have enjoyed what I do here, and you want to stay a little bit longer, then if you want to stay that little bit longer, then do leave a sub, because indeed, it does help quite a bit. But until tomorrow with possibly Blam, actually. I might do Blam tomorrow, and certainly something else as well. Until then, see you guys later. Bye for now.